Well, after a huge 2-1 victory against Anderson on Thursday night, Clayton State comes back to the pitch here at home as they'll have their second game in 3 days here as this homestand continues against Erskine. Hi, everyone. Bill Schindler with you. We welcome you alongside as the Lakers look good. They had a team with a lot of returners, but two faces that were new. Well, one kind of new as he got his eligibility back in Ryan King, and one brand new. That, of course, the new keeper and Theo Blachon, both of which made a difference in that big win against Anderson. The final score of 2-1, both scores coming from Ryan King and Blachon having a very good game in goal. We were introduced to some other new faces as well as some of the standards that we've seen throughout the years, and the rest of the players and defense played exceptionally well, and we hope to see that to continue here this evening. Well, on the other side of things, for Erskine, the Flying Fleet, they had their first game postponed due to the hurricane, so they haven't had anything yet, and they were supposed to play on Thursday against Francis Marion. So this is their first game. They had a down year last year, so one of those things where they are trying to get back into the groove, and, you know, it's kind of the same story as Clayton State in some ways. They were 4-9-2 last year, 3-6-1 in their conference, and just could not score that many goals. Let's take a look at their starting lineup, though. Alex Pico, the goalkeeper, the senior, he played every minute last year. He is from Mallorca in Spain. Has a beautiful place to be from. The senior will wear number 1. Number 2 is Matt Perry, a defender from Shropshire, England. Number 3, Fernando Gonzalez, the midfielder from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Number 6, the junior from Valencia, Spain, is Vicente Martinez Beloso. The best player, at least scoring-wise, who led the team last year was number 10, Dario Pavan. Of course, he's in the starting lineup, a junior from Madrid, Spain, midfielder. And we'll see Ryan De Leon, a midfielder from Frisco, Texas, in there as well. Kasper Zach will get the start, a senior from Poland, we're number 20, midfielder. Forward is number 24, Roman De Leon. And then rounding out the rest of the starting lineup is number 33, Chris Reckner, number 41, Camilo Moreno, and number 44, Vincent Stulich. So those are the starters for the Flying Fleet. And we will, I think, have the national anthem here in just a few moments, maybe. So no starting lineup, or no, I guess, national anthem. We'll keep going. And so we'll look at Clayton State now, as it will be Theo Blachon doing the goalkeeping, as we talked about him, the 6'6" product out of Saint Etienne in France. And we'll get to see the first start of the young man from Germany. We were impressed coming off the bench. Did a very nice job defensively from Pfaffenhofen, Germany, the graduate student Tobias Gertner. Gertner will be back there, of course, with Jordan Knight, one of the seniors, and, of course, veterans on this team all 4 years here. The senior from Javia, Spain, wears number 5. Connor Atkinson gets the starting nod, midfielder from Liverpool, England, and veteran. Of course, Ryan King, we talked about him, a redshirt senior. Of course, Atkinson and King, both redshirt seniors, and King had that story about those 2 years coming to try to play again, and here he is, and 2 scores for him right off the bat. And so good to have him back in the starting lineup from County Durham, England. Mitro Turunen, one of those all peach belt preseason selections. Turunen from Vanta, Finland, right outside of Helsinki. Isaac Pimenta in the starting lineup. He was off the bench, played some significant minutes in Game 1. He is a redshirt sophomore from Atlanta. Hector Gutierrez from Asheville, North Carolina, the transfer from Spartanburg Methodist in the lineup again. Very good defender on the wing. And we'll see Josh Rogers, graduate student from Newcastle, England. Another guy who's getting his first start. Came in, played some good time in that first game. I think he came in the first half and then played a bulk of that second half as well. Number 19 getting the start as well, the junior from Helsinki by way of Vietnam, Henry Nguyen. And number 21, Jack Stevens, will round out the starting lineup from Brisbane, Australia, the midfielder. So there you go, the Lakers starting 11. And we are about set to go. It is a hot day. You know, the other day we talked about that it was hot, but it didn't feel that bad. Primarily there was a breeze that day. Today, no breeze. It is about 94 degrees. humid as well. Feels about 97, 98 outside, and we are in the direct sun. So it's one of those days, look for cramps, but we're underway. And the white and maroon is Erskine, and the navy blue trimmed with orange, Clayton State. Clayton State right to left across your screen. Left to right goes Erskine. Right in the midfield right now, it's Stevens. And he'll lose control. He had King lurking to try to see if he could get a breakaway. Instead, it'll be a throw-in here for the Flying Fleet as Matt Perry throws it in. Once again, welcome. Bill Schindler alongside you. As Erskine and Clayton State, both teams with losing records last year, but the Lakers rebuilt and high hopes as they'll play it back to their keeper for the first time off the foot of Nguyen. And so Blachon, that big foot, and he has, I mean, we talk about big feet and guys who will take corners and, of course, the free kicks. You don't do that as much with your keeper, but man, oh man, Blachon has a boomer in that right leg. Coming back now for the touch is Beloso. Playing it back and forth. De Leon had it for the moment, now got it back again. Plays it through on the ground. We'll have a foul, and that was Nguyen who will be whistled for that. Taking down one of the midfielders for Erskine. Erskine traveling over due east from due west, South Carolina. I always love working that in when I can. Due west is not a very big town in South Carolina. It is in western South Carolina, though. Due west. We had a 6 o'clock starting time, which means it will be primarily pretty hot, and it also means that they've switched the benches. Well, no, actually they didn't. Sorry, we thought they were, and I looked over, and everybody is still on this side. They talked about switching the benches over to the other side from where we were. As Beloso trying to get it in, he'll get it right back. So far, the midfield defense has been very good. No penetration as of yet. Here's Perry trying to send it down into that corner on the run. De Leon stopping, and he'll watch it go off of the end line. As coming down to cover was Gertner. Instead, it will be a goal kick for Blachon. Goes right back to Gertner, and they'll play pitch and catch with their feet. And now Blachon looking to reverse onto the other wing. He'll go through Jordan Knight. So the Lakers now try to go down that far side. Back and forth. Knight, momentary touch, it looked like, over there by Gutierrez as well. Tarunen on the run. Nice little through ball to Stevens. Stevens, he's got King to his left. Cuts it back. Left foot blocked by the keeper as Pico goes off of his feet, dives to his left, and comes up with a save at the 42-minute mark. Still no score. First opportunity, though, there for the Lakers, who, like we said last year, really struggled for goals. And this year, it's one thing they've wanted to highlight, and it's good to see them pressing the issue once more. They've got a good defensive team, but it's always been about getting the goals in the back of the net and striking a bit. And right now, Erskine has been a little bit of more of a possession team to this point in this match. As there's Josh Rogers, big left boot, sending in the air, trying to track it down. On the run is Stevens. Instead goes back to the keeper. They've got the keeper out of the crease, though. He'll just have to play it off of this near side sideline. Throw in for the Lakers, trying to hurry. King does so. Gets it into Stevens. Stevens back to King. Right foot, crosser, deep into the box. Pimenta, too high off of his foot. So the Lakers trying as best they could there to get some sort of offense going, like they were going to for a moment. Isaac Pimenta at the end, the redshirt sophomore, 6'1", 170 pounds, out of North Cobb High School. The win, tied up, trying to force it loose, does so, nicely played against Pavon. Back to the middle. Here now is Atkinson. Off to his left, Stevens, back through Connor Atkinson. He'll play it into the corner. Menta streaking in off sides as he'll jack up a right foot. Doesn't matter anyway. He was a little bit off with the flag up on the far side sideline. So the Lakers showing some early offensive life as Beloso playing it to the middle. Gets it right back. Looking for anybody to pass it to. Perry was off. Instead he'll reverse it and go through Zach. A man from Zalogora, Poland. As we continue to butcher names around the world on the broadcast. I think we will have an entire segment of that before the season is done. Right now, Erskine, though, has played back in a defensive shell, passing it back and forth, going through their keeper, Pico. Young man from Palma de Mallorca in Spain, which is a little town on the island of Mallorca, which is just a beautiful area in the Mediterranean Sea. Worst places to be. Fernando Gonzalez, young man from Rock Hill, back to Matt Perry. Pavon taken away. Nice play there. Coming up with his Josh Rogers. Rogers looking for help. Left foot headed back out as Matt Perry, the defender from Bishop's Castle in Shropshire, England. Gertner, a man from Germany, graduate student. They had success with a graduate student coming over last year, and Tim Neusser still on the team. Tim not getting the start, though, today. Both of those guys, good defenders. Neusser at 6'2", Gertner at 6, or I'm sorry, I should give Tim more credit for his height. 6'4", Gertner is 6'2". Knight plays it out on the near side. Sideline throw in here for the Flying Fleet. Matt Perry. Long throw. Headed up in the air by Rogers. And we'll have it going in the direction of the Lakers. Still no score. Early on, the Lakers have had 2 possessions offensively that could have struck gold. So far, not the back of the net, though. Atkinson off his left foot. Now Connor reverses where he'll want to go with it. Crosses in front of his own net. There's Knight. It'll back, plays it off. It'll roll out on this near sideline. A throw in here for the Flying Fleet. Matt Perry will come over to do so. So Perry surveying the situation. He's got De Leon in front of him. Instead, we'll go off to Pavon. Their leading scorer from last year. That's played off. We're going to have our first corner. So let's see who will take it. Looks like it will be number 20 going over there, Kasper Zach. Kasper Zach, spelled K-A-C-P-E-R, and then the last name Z-A-K. Except it's Kasper Zach. Nice little in-swinger, headed back out by the Lakers. Beautiful defense there as it comes back out. A throw-in for Clayton State as it went off of Fernando Gonzalez. The header would be credited to, it looked like Hector Gutierrez, I believe, got the noggin on it. And Gutierrez, beautiful defense play for Clayton State. Tarunin in the midfield, gets finally control of it, plays it back to his left, swinging it over as Stevens through Atkinson. Connor on the right foot. Nice little play to Nguyen, off to now the far side wing before Nguyen gets it back from Gutierrez. Gertner, and now Rogers, Newcastle, England product. Nice through ball, just a little out pace though, having to stay on side. A bit there were the Lakers. We're surveying the situation, and Jack Stevens, the sophomore from Brisbane, was the intended target. That'll bring up a goal kick for Pico. So they've got 2 good, at least a keeper and a scorer. Rest of the team a little bit in flux, but they brought in a lot of players from all over the world. It's really interesting at the D2 level. We talk about the diversity on the Clayton State roster. That's pretty much every roster we see. Even have a player who won't be active today from India, does Erskine. So they recruit literally around the world. So do the Lakers. It's kind of a fascinating study to go through all the soccer rosters of D2 in the Southeast. It is like going through a mini United Nations Rolodex. We're scoreless. About 35 and a half minutes, I believe it says on the clock. The sun's right on it, so can't be exactly precise on that, but that's where we are in the first half. So far, Clayton State has been the aggressor. Erskine much more tame in their attack to this point, although something brewing on the far side. They are on sides and lifted too high, sent way over the top of the net by Vincent Stulich. As the first time we've called his name, a freshman from Spring Hill, Florida. So they're using the big leg. They'll go to Gertner. Gertner right back to Blachon. Frenchman in net goes with the left foot to the Englishman over by way of Spain and Jordan Knight. Talked about Majorca, and we tell you now and then, Jordan's sister is a DJ over in Ibiza. So pick Majorca or Ibiza. Those sound both good. I'm okay with either one. Send me a ticket for either. I'm going. I will be happy to. I won't complain I'm in Majorca when I'm in Ibiza or vice versa. They both sound pretty good. Whistle, stop, play, foul on the Flying Fleet. So a free kick. Jordan Knight will take it. Decides where to go. The win will be the target. Right foot on the ground. Gutierrez, it looked like over there on the run, and too strong. They were looking for Stevens. Pico came out, slid, made the stop before it got too far in the box. 33-55 and ticking in this first half. Looked like maybe a handball for a moment, but it was not called. Josh Rogers getting it off the forearm. Throw in will go, though, to the Flying Fleet. So really no change of possession there or difference in the call other than it would have been a free kick instead of a throw-in. Throw-in was Matt Perry. We'll have another one coming up as it's slide tackled out. Josh Rogers did so. Again, another throw-in right back to Perry. Big cross through the air, headed back up and over here to the near side to the feet of Ryan DeLeon. Back to Perry, crosses, headed back out by Gertner of the Lakers. And now played forward on the run. There is Stevens, and it's out of bounds. Oh, Stevens had a step, and had that been a little bit more towards the middle of the pitch, could have had something going. He beat Chris Reckner by a step. And Reckner, a freshman from Brookville, Florida, would have been helpless had that pass been just a little bit more toward the center. It could have been one-on-one with the keeper. Beloso plays it to the middle, and Perry, or the near side I should say, and Perry before getting it right back. Now Beloso goes to the middle this time. There's Gonzalez. Fernando Gonzalez loses it for the moment, getting it back though. Beloso on the ground. Pavon saving it before it goes out. Gertner with it for the Lakers. Back through. Now here's Atkinson again. Wanted to go to Tarunin. Knight plays it off of his right foot. Chip shot in the air. Stevens battling for position. Still loose. Got a foot on it. Playing it back, though. And there is Beloso. And Beloso back to his keeper. Stevens forcing the issue. And just knocked away from the keeper. Oh, man. Persistence there by Jack Stevens. So the Shell defense playing a little bit back on their back feet. And the Lakers, you want to see play that high press. Pushing a little bit. Taken away by King. Got it wrestled away off the foot of Perry, and a whistle will stop the action as it will be a foul against the Flying Fleet. Lakers will get the free kick. 31-35 and ticking. No score here as the Lakers trying to go to 2-0. And I'm not sure when the last time they were 2-0 to start the season. Have to look that up, but been one of those kind of rebuilding years for the last few here. Atkinson, left foot, and that's well wide. Connor didn't take that many shots throughout his career. Had a few more last year, but mostly a facilitator in the midfield. He's got a big leg, but as you saw, a little bit off on the accuracy there. 31 minutes flat. Lakers, to this point, no score. Same with Erskine. Don't know if Erskine's actually taken a shot yet, officially on the official statistics or not. Getting word on that. On the far side, a bit of an attack. He's trying to make some space is Stulic. Stopped over there for the moment. Stulic, though, fighting back. Stulic knocked away. Atkinson in the air, far side. Stevens on a big hop over his head. One shot officially so far for Erskine. So that was Stulic earlier, as knew it was kind of in that ballpark, whether it was one or none. About a half an hour left in the first half. Here's King, Ryan King, and knocked away by one of the defenders in Matt Perry. Two Englishmen matched up against each other. Of course, Perry from Shropshire, King from County Durham. Throw in for another Englishman from Newcastle, and Rogers off to another Englishman. That would be Connor Atkinson from Liverpool. So covering everything. Here's Stevens on the run. Pico had it headed back, and he was lucky he headed it there. If he would have missed that, or if it would have gone off his noggin a little differently, who knows? Nobody was behind him. So the Lakers again forcing the issue, playing some aggressive soccer, but still not on the board yet. But the good news is they have been the team that has looked control so far. King goes down, and we'll draw the whistle. So King on that left foot. I hope that's more of incidental contact than something serious, as Fernando Gonzalez is the one whistle, the transfer from USC Lancaster. Gertner takes the free kick and goes back tonight, so they'll go on the reverse before swinging it back around now through Rogers. And all the way back to Blachon, the keeper. Going down in a heap in front of us is Ryan DeLeon, and they'll stop the clock as the junior from Frisco, Texas, I think got an elbow in the face away from everything. There is no foul there whistled. It's just going down. That was back away from the play. I'm not sure if he got some incidental contact or not, but Ryan DeLeon right down in front of us. You hope he is okay. And official and trainer going to work on him when this couldn't help him out. 28-37. Not sure if they were going to take a water break at 25 minutes or not, but it's close enough. So it does give everybody a little bit of a break, and getting up holding his jaw is DeLeon. Of course, Frisco, a suburb of the greater Dallas area, just north of the city. One of the nicest double-A baseball parks is in Frisco, Texas, by the way. I think it's Dr. Pepper Field. That sounds very, very, very Texas-like, but it's a double-A park that is pretty spectacular for a double-A stadium. So on the line's more of a triple-A ballpark. And back in, the young man from Frisco, DeLeon, will come back in. So he is waved on. Play is underway again. Still no score. Erskine, though, now with the possession. They're trying to go to DeLeon, and instead knocked away by Rogers. They'll still have control, though. Now trying to move forward into the box. Let him too far. They're trying to go to Camilo Moreno. So that'll be thrown out by the keeper. Moreno from Managua, Nicaragua.
Same teams. 2015.
So 2015 was the last time the Lakers started with a win. Thank you, Josh Darling. 2 wins. And the first one was Erskine and then Anderson. So it was the same 2 teams, just reversed order. So the Lakers have a chance to go 2-0 for the first time since 2015. And again, we thank Josh Darling, our outstanding sports information director, for that note. There is a ball that had an opportunity, but just missing the head of Jack Stevens. Stevens sneaking in on this near side. Crosser a little too hot to handle for him. And we'll have a goal kick. So the Flying Fleet in Pico to do the honors. We said last year, one of those years, a down season for Erskine. And, you know, looking through their official statistics from last year, you kind of tell that is it's much like the Lakers in some ways, where they had only a few players that were the big scorers, and that was Pavon. He had 9. And then Alex Mushta, who's not here, he was the second leading scorer with only 3 goals. So that shows you the difference between 9 goals and then 3 was the next on the list. And then Thad Estes had 2, Sam Cable had 1. Flying Fleet as a team only had 19 scores last year. They were outscored 31-19. So the Lakers were a little bit closer in that margin. Still, it's just a frustrating year, you know, when those teams have some sort of decent defense, but he can't put it in the net. Right now, it's kind of the same story for Erskine. Is seeing them play pretty much in a shell, not much attacking. The Lakers have had the opportunities, but again, have not gotten it at least to where they'd have the lead on the scoreboard. Gertner now from Pfaffenhofen, Germany. Crosser. There's King. Back shoulder. He has to retreat. And now leaves it off on the far side wing. Crossing. Chip shot. Pimenta off his right foot. And that's over the crossbar. 25-34 and ticking. Corner for the Lakers. Is that what they're going to say? Must have gotten tipped somewhere. Didn't see where it went off of anyone, but the Lakers certainly will take it. Stevens will take the corner for Clayton State. Lakers have had a lot of set pieces so far this year. They had a lot of them in game one. Well, in swinger. Headed. That'll go wide. It'll roll down the end line, and I think it was just behind the flag. We're going to have another corner. Yes, we are. It just made it to the far side of the flag, so it goes off the end line instead of the sideline. And we're going to have number 8, Connor Atkinson, to do so here on this near side. So the redshirt senior from Liverpool. Here's Atkinson. Scoreless. Big foot, maybe a little too far. Headed back, though, right in the middle. And that's knocked away. Beautiful defense there by Beloso. And now on the run, there's Moreno. Moreno outnumbered, but looking for help. He's got now 2 players to his right and his left. Goes to his left and looking to squeeze off a shot just wide. So Erskine with Pavon, who is their leading scorer, had it to their left. You always know that Dario Pavon is going to be somewhere in the mix. The junior from Madrid, Spain. Sent it past Blachon and off of the post wide to this near side. A lot of international players. A lot of players, I would say, on the Erskine lineup. A lot of them from Spain. Beloso from... It's spelled better. I believe it probably is not pronounced that way. Maybe Batur. I'm sure we could spell it better, or we could say it better. Let's put it that way. But from the Valencia area in Spain. And now here comes Stevens. Stevens on the attack for the Lakers. Crossing on the ground, flicked away. Still kept alive by the Flying Fleet. Their defense pretty good as Beloso comes up with it. Beloso creating some space, gets it right back after a quick touch. They'll play it to the middle. Erskine off of one of the midfielders' foot, back through Gertner. Now Lakers with possession. Knight looking to his right side. He'll go over through Hector Gutierrez to Rudin now. He's gotten a win, but instead will go right back to Gutierrez, and they'll play it through Knight. Knight trying to shake an attacker. That would be De Leon. All the way back now to the keeper. And so it will finally settle at the feet of Kepner, or I should say Pico. Alex Pico. Playing back and forth here as pace a little bit slower. You can tell when the Flying Fleet have possession. Again, they'll go back and play through that triangle. Touch for Fernando Gonzalez. Vincent Martinez Beloso again. Ryan De Leon. Almost literally on his back was Josh Rogers. Through, squeaks through, but before it gets to the keeper, Knight will stop it. The win tonight. So a little pass goes off to Turunen, back to Blachon, the keeper. And Gertner now, the recipient. Touch for the Englishman, Rogers. Back to Gertner. The win. Family from Vietnam. Lives in Helsinki, Finland. It was Mitro Turunen from there. They might have played some club soccer together. I have to double check on that. It seems like there is a pretty good Finnish presence. Of course, Kari Puustinen last year was from Finland as well. Still fascinated, by the way, if you get a chance to look up online Finnish baseball. There's Pimenta. Pimenta on the big cross. Pimenta trying to put it in past the keeper. It's saved. Ricochets back out as a nice play by Pico, but still kept alive by the Lakers. Here's Atkinson. Connor looking for some help. Trying to go to Pimenta. Slips it down. A crosser with the left foot. There's King. It was too long for him. It'll roll off of the near side sideline. And we'll have a throw-in upcoming now for Erskine. 20 and a half left to play in the first half. And right now, on a very hot, sunny day, still scoreless between the Flying Fleet and the Lakers. Second match in 3 days for Clayton State, so everybody getting their exercise and cardio. You know the conditioning is coming into play with 2 games that are above 90 degrees early on. It's one thing that is kind of an interesting adjustment for a lot of players, especially European players playing in this heat. Just not something they get over on continent across the pond. Played away by Knight after the attack was coming in from Gonzalez. So a throw in on the far side. Fernando Gonzalez will get fed after the throw. Veloso, the junior defender. Chance for Pavon into the box and just trotting and watching it roll toward the end line, and it'll be a goal kick as nicely played by Josh Rogers. Didn't get a foot on it, knew that it would probably roll out. Ryan DeLeon, though, was keeping him honest. So the Lakers looking for some offense, maybe to close out this first half with a bit of a crescendo. So far, if you had to grade how this match has gone, say overall you give the Lakers a little bit of the edge. But right now we sit at 0-0. Perry to the middle. Touch there for Zach. Zach played it through on the ground. Here's Pavon on the run. DeLeon. DeLeon. Offsides. There's a reason why it looked so open, and that was because he got behind Josh Rogers, and so the lineman here on this near side flag up. Trying to see the time. Are we at 19 or 13? Okay, 18. Well, there we go. just getting what we can see on the scoreboard with the sun shining on it. We knew we were around there. We knew we were under 20. Just to give you an idea where we are at the moment, time-wise, and still no score. Gertner. Rogers. And it'll go past Gertner, back to Blachon. Transferred over, did Blachon from Tyler Junior College. Yeah, that big year last year to Tyler Junior College is now all of a sudden the Lakers with an opportunity. And that is parried away by the keeper. Nicely played, kept alive there by Erskine as Pico punched it out. Over there in those shadows, Pimenta, flag up, offsides. It looked like either King or Stevens. Couldn't see who exactly was behind one of the defenders, but Lakers in violation. And Pico will roll it out. Now to set up for this free kick. Have our first substitute here in a little bit. Hoekenstaans will come in. A man from Antwerp, Belgium. Headed back by Knight. Kept alive. Here's Gonzalez. Trying to get it through to their leading scorer, Pavon. Nicely covered. Back through Matt Perry. Left foot. Swings it over now through Veloso. Veloso on the ground. Perry. Knocked away by Knight. Good defense by the attacker. And we'll have our first substitution and a water break. So after that substitution, coming in will be Tim Buchenstans, as he will come in when we return from our break. I believe it's 15-14. Close enough is what we will say on our clock. Okay, 16-15. Well, anyway, in that ballpark. And the Lakers will substitute as well. We'll take a break. As they get water, we'll get water. Still no score. You're listening and watching Lakers soccer. Welcome back, everyone. We've got some substitutions as well for the Lakers out of this time out. We're going to see Logan Blackstock in for the first time, sophomore from Marietta, as he will come in, a transfer from Coastal Carolina University. Let's see as well who else came in. It will be Cody Crimmins coming in, redshirt sophomore from McDonough. Transferred over from Young Harris College, had to sit out last year. And Brad Kay also comes in, number 12, sophomore from Manchester, England. So Lakers to the bench with 3 after the water break here on a day that is officially 94 degrees or so, like 97, 98 on the heat index, and really not a breath of wind. So this is by far the hottest match we've seen to this point. Remind us of this when we get to the end of the year in early November. Still scoreless, the Flying Fleet and the Lakers. Perry is right back to Gonzalez, flipping it through, past the defender, rolls toward the end line, and they're going to watch it just go out. So it'll be a goal kick. Patience by Rogers to do so. Lakers will send in 2 again. It's Ignacio Perez for the first time this year, a senior from Madrid, Spain. Went to Truett McConnell University.
We were there.
And we're going to see Gio Rios as well. I thought they were going to get in there. They didn't whistle them in, so we will see them momentarily. And that'll be flipped away. All right, there we go. So Ignacio Perez, Gio Rios in. Gio is from Lawrenceville. Went to Discovery High School, freshman. And Gio is a small package at 5'5". Coming off Turunen as well as Hector Gutierrez. They both get a breather. Under 15 minutes left to play here in the first half. No score. Blackstock for the first time. Played by Atkinson. He'll get it right back. He went through Rios. Over to the far side, nobody there. So the pass into space unoccupied. It will be a goal kick for Erskine. We passed 14 and a half minutes now. Well, it was a 0-0 match, I believe, in the first half. All scores came in the second half for the Lakers. They did so early in that second half, so it was Josh Darling telling us 8-minute window for both teams to score. So the first half was a little slow in the first match between Anderson and the Lakers. And we'll have a whistle, a foul on the Lakers right in the middle of the pitch. See who that is getting up now for Erskine. A bit of a blow to the nose, and he's okay. Fernando Gonzalez roughed up a bit. To take it will be Vincent Martinez Beloso. Long pass in on the run. Pavon, and it led him too long. They were trying to get it to him, and there was a flag up as well. So Pavon, a little bit of a step too much. Had that step on the fullback. Lakers defense has been good, and they kind of playing around with the different defensive lineups. We have not seen so far. It's back there in Tim Neusser. I'm sure we will at some point. It's been a good defense back there when you talk about Knight, also Nguyen, Rogers. They played well. Gertner can be tested here. Pavon taken down outside the box. Got tied up with Nguyen. Played on by the Lakers. We'll call it on Pavon. Far side, played forward. Looked like Cremens, and offside called on Rios. So Gio, a step too far. 12:20 left till the half. Still no score. Both teams have primarily played in the midfield. Lakers have had some scoring opportunities, but nothing that has been eminent, so to speak. Something that you could say if you went back and it wasn't a outstanding stop, et cetera, that would have been something major. But to this point, Clayton State has been probably the better offensive team in a 0-0 tie. Here's Knight. Playing it through, Rios, and now on the run. That's Crimmins, I think, on the far side, and will lose possession. That's Cody over there. Tough to see in this sun. Atkinson trying to force it. Crimmins over there as well, as it looks like on the attack on that far side wing for the Lakers, as Brad Kay had checked in. Pico with it, the keeper. We tick down to the 11-minute mark. Erskine to work it forward, trying to get it back to midfield. Flying Fleet reverse things, coming over here to the near side. They'll go through Beloso, now trying on the attack. Too far, a step too long for Buchenstans. Throw in for the Lakers, Gertner. Atkinson. Nicely taken away there by Gonzalez. Back to the Lakers, though. And they'll get it now on the run to Blackstock. And then stopped again by the defense of Erskine. Under 10.5 to play here in half number one. Lakers, as we mentioned, went the full 45 in that first half on Thursday without a score. Ended up winning that match 2-1. There's Rios. Let's see if he can cross successfully. Blackstock lurking back there, a hop. Gets it off of his right foot, now reverses on a 180. Comes back, and a would-be shot deflected off the foot of Connor Atkinson. Goal kick now upcoming. I guess that went off of a Laker. It looked like it got deflected. Anyway, they'll give it to Pico and Erskine. 31-19 and 29 coming in. That would be Sam Cable, Jackson Jolly,
16 to 19, write it down. 6-3.
and then we're going to also see coming in here Dusan Stankovic for the first time, and let's see who else snuck in quickly. Christian Ransom. Ransom's in there as well. Here's Blackstock on the ground through Rios. Blackstock again, trying to play to his left. Got it taken away from him. And we'll have a whistle, a foul on Blackstock, it looked like. So it'll be a free kick here for the Flying Fleet. Perry swings it around. Still no score. You're just tuning in. Primarily right now, Erskine has been a team that has passed quite a bit through their defense. We're trying to force a ball through like so. Lukenstans, a big crosser. Too far. Cross that all the way across to the other wing, and now the Lakers with it, trying to force it down that far side wing on the run. Nicely played. There's Rios with it. Rios has to reverse, plays it back through Gertner, and he'll go to his left, and now played forward in the air by Rogers. Kay had it for the moment. Knocked away, taken there by the Flying Fleet. We'll get it through Zach. And back to Pico now, their keeper. 7:50 and ticking down. Bill Schindler with you. We thank you for tuning in wherever you are around the world. As we know that there's a lot of folks listening through all parts. If you are on East Coast time, good evening. If you are somewhere in Europe, hope that it's been a good evening. Some areas, maybe we should even wish you good morning. And Brisbane, Australia, it's tomorrow. So it is, as we said, quite the international game. Right now the Lakers looking for their first score. Can they get it here? On the run, there's Kay, picked up by Pico. Ooh, that looked good. Kay had a step. And if Pico had not flashed out, could have been a 1-0 lead. Here's Rios again. Plays it back to the midfield. There's Ransom. And it's taken away from Ransom and still kept alive. And a whistle will be on Stankovic. Erskine now playing with some tempo. Cable had it. Taken away. Gertner back through Knight. Back through the keeper now in Blachon. Blachon, big right foot. Out to the midfield. Crimmins off of his head. Plays it back to Kay. Kay, now Crimmins on the run. Cody Crimmins with two players to his left. Tries to cross it in the box. Flipped in the air by one of the defenders. Blackstock, one of the nearest Lakers, still in the air. Kept alive there. Stankovic. Right foot deflected, and it'll roll off that back line for a goal kick. We did not see Dusan Stankovic play in the first match because he was still serving a suspension from last season for a red card. We're now past the 6-minute mark. Stankovic, though, has been so good last year. Very good defender. And you talk about one of the hard-nosed players out there. Dusan is somebody you'll want on your side. Is now an attack here by Lukenstans. Lukenstans off of one of the defenders in Rogers. Played forward, Stankovic. And Blackstock into space. So that's going to be, I believe, Erskine ball will have the throw in.
Go get him, Five. Go get him. Go get him.
Sam James will come in. From Tredegar, United Kingdom, to the Bryn Mawr Foundation School, a junior. He replaces Vincent Stulich. And Sam James will come in and have the throw-in. We're under 5 minutes now till the half. No team on the scoreboard yet, much like the Lakers' first match, as we mentioned. They came out after halftime, though, had two scores within 8 minutes. both of which were Ryan King scores, one of which was a deflection, got his own rebound after a blocked penalty kick. Into the box, plucked out of the air easily by Blachon. Drop kick with the right foot. First real big opportunity tested for there. Here's Rios on the run, and a whistle. They're going to call a handball. Ooh. Now, one of those went uncalled earlier. This time they will call it. It trickled down his, it looked like maybe his bicep anyway. Gio Rios does not agree. Does not matter. It's a free kick here for Erskine. Coming in for Erskine will be Jorge Andres Hanau, junior from Bogota, Colombia. Will enter in the next few moments if he can. Lakers, Blackstock trying to track it down. Nicely played into that corner. Blackstock was not the last to touch it. Good play, Jackson Jolly over there. Jolly who came in earlier. Jackson Jolly from Mansfield, Georgia. Throw in for the Lakers. Let's see who that is. Is it Stankovic, I think, to do? No, it's not. Was it Ignacio Perez who was doing the throw-in? Tough to see in that corner. There's Crimmins. Crimmins got a foot in it. Blachon comes up, takes it out of the air. Back, there's Kay. Kay with the opportunity, flips it up and scores. A prayer that Kay just flips up and scores. He gets back, has two defenders around him, outnumbered, flips it up, got the keeper Pico out, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Lakers here at 2:51 in this first half of play. So Brad Kay, the sophomore from Manchester, England, just hanging back. And just how fast the Lakers offense materializes, got to be happy with that. So 2:51 on the score. Kay strikes out of nowhere, a lightning fast strike. Lakers certainly will take it as they head it back to Blachon. Ignacio Perez over there on that far side wing now as a defender. 2.5 minutes until the curtain goes down on the first half, and we've got intermission. Kay off his foot, plays it to Crimmins. In the middle, loose ball, Fernando Gonzalez. Go back through his defense before reversing it over to the far side. They're going to give the assist. That was booted down there. They'll give the assist all the way back to Blachon on the score. We hit 2 minutes on the nose. Here's Perry to the middle. Opportunity for the Flying Fleet. Chipped in the air into space. Anybody over there? There's Jolly into the corner. Perez shadows him. He'll come back, nicely taken away over there by the Lakers. On the run, Rios. Rios into space and into Erskine. The Erskine defense. So 90 seconds left as we tick down here with the Lakers up by 1. Brad Kay at 2 minutes, 51 seconds left in the first half. Puts in the Lakers' first score. Kay last year had such a good season scoring. When you talk about players who made a difference other than Kwaku Dwamina, Brad Kay, they both had the same amount of scores. 5 scores apiece. Tarunen had 3. Lakers only scored 21 last year. They were outscored 40-21 in the goal category. That's something they have been trying to adjust since then. And through a game and a half now, they've outscored their opponents 3-1. Nicely taken away by the defense. Knight in the air. As we tick down here for the final 30 seconds, Lakers content to sit back and not surrender a goal. Headed back into space. Ransom with it. Stankovic. Off to Rogers now. Big right foot, just playing it forward. There's Rios. Final 10 seconds. Rios with an opportunity. He's got K. Instead, it's off of the end line. Played off of Rios' foot, and that'll do it. So, a score by Brad Kay, the 6'3" sophomore from Manchester, England, at 2 minutes 51 seconds on a very quick strike assist by Theo Blachon, the keeper, as they punt it down the field and get that quick strike off of the right wing. And the Lakers up now 1-0 as we go to the half. So we'll see if the Lakers can continue on. They have had some very good play so far to this point through a match and a half. We'll take the break, be back in about 15 minutes. Bill Schindler with you. Lakers up 1-0. Welcome back, everyone. Second half of play getting set to start. The Lakers up by a score 1-0 as that came off of the foot of one of the substitutes. Brad Kay, number 12, scored at 2 minutes 51 seconds. And you just look at the stats as we're underway here. Right to left across your screen goes Erskine, left to right for the Lakers. In the second half, the Lakers outshot the Flying Fleet 8-2, and they took 2 corners to 1. In fact, the Lakers now have taken 10 corners in a match and a half so far this year, so that's been a pretty good start for them. Right now, it is not an ideal time for soccer viewing, at least from the camera position, as that's hammered way, way into space. On almost achieved orbit, off of the foot of one of the Flying Fleet. That would be Kasper Zoch to be exact. And the attacking thirds, it's actually kind of a nice little breakdown. If you want to teach attacking thirds, break this field down, you got the shadows right now. You got the both attacking thirds in the shadows and in the middle of the pitch. It is direct sunlight. So we are looking right into that, and you are as well on your screen. The best job to keep you up to date on who is who out there in that direct sun. Right now, the Lakers fighting for it in a win. Nicely separating the attacker from the ball, near side. Lakers now with an opportunity for Gumieres, who's in the game for the first time. Did not see him at all. Olavo Gumieres, sophomore from Sao Paulo, Brazil. On the run, here comes the attack with De Leon. Taken away nicely there by Knight. Played back to his keeper, Blachon. And so the veteran Knight, who is not wearing the captain's badge for this one, or the captain's bicep little flag that they put around their wrist, but on their upper arm. Actually go to Tim Neusser, who's now in the match as well. I don't think we saw Tim at all in that first half. And the captain's badge, but had not played yet. So a few wrinkles for the Lakers. So instead of Gertner, they've got Neusser back there. Gumieres in as well. I think everybody else kind of the standard lot who's been in there, at least for the most part, either starting or has played to this point. Those would be the two that had not seen a minute in that first half. Lakers up by a score 1-0. And a foul on the win as the midfielder junior from Helsinki will get whistled. And a free kick here for Erskine. Little pause here as they'll set it up. Fernando Gonzalez will take the free kick. Junior from Rock Hill, South Carolina. South of Charlotte at the 42-minute mark. Left foot in. The Wind gets a piece of it with his foot for the Lakers. Gumieres over to the far side. Like Rios got a touch. Back through Neusser, and now it'll go over to Knight. Jordan Knight advances it. Trying to get it back to midfield. Gumieres. The Wind. The Wind will reverse. Goes back to Neusser. Tim on the ground. To Runen. Knight. 41 and a half to play. Lakers up by a score. Ignacio Perez, the young man from Madrid, now moving back to the middle. Nice play with his right foot. Goes on the ground. The Wind chips it back to the middle. Neusser possesses a big foot instead. Keeps it on the ground. Goes right through and plays it off of Connor Atkinson before going to Knight. Mishandled, and a throw in now for Erskine. So they'll throw it in quickly, trying to play it ahead. Tarunen off his foot. Knight gathers it back to his keeper and right to Blachon. So under 41 minutes, the Lakers in control. Playing pretty much mechanical passing to this point. Not really an outbreak in the first 4 minutes of an attack. But they still sit up by a score off the foot of Brad Kay. Just under 3 minutes left. 2:51 precisely was the score in that first half of play. Bill Schindler alongside. The Lakers go on the road after this. And they have a chance, if this score would hold, and they could win this one, to be 2-0 for the first time since 2015. Here's Nguyen. Played forward. Here's Knight on the run. Knight is onside. Nobody to help him right now. Knight slows it down. Trying to play there towards the net. Taken away. It'll still be kept alive, and give credit to Chris Reckner, who is playing defense there in front of the attacking Ryan Knight. Lakers still handle it. Here's Knight again. Left foot on frame. That's deflected in the air but kept alive by the Lakers and Perez. And now flipped back. Neusser on the run. Probably plays this back to his keeper. He does so. And now into space. Still some problems, though. Here comes one of the leading scorers, Pavon. Pavon separated from it by Knight. He'll have to track it down. Goes over to the far side wing. Back to the middle. Erskine trying to reset offensively as they'll swing it back through Zach and over to the far side in Beloso. Beloso shadowed by King. They'll play it back to Beloso. He'll come back now to the middle. Trailing 1-0 are the Flying Fleet to the Lakers. Back and forth deciding what to do. Reckner trying to get it into the attack. Pavon down there. Left loose. Back out. Far side on the ground. Kept still in play by Beloso. Beloso, big crosser, trying to get it to Pavon. Headed back out by the Lakers defense. Nicely played. Flipped over the crossbars. And so the attack goes wanting. Ignacio Perez, give him some credit for playing back there. Some good defense to turn it away. We said first time we've seen Ignacio. I think this is the first time we've seen him, period. But last year he didn't play. I'm trying to think if he got any minutes in. I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember him much on the pitch, at least here at home. Here's Knight, Ignacio Perez. Some injury issues last year. Now they have him on the pitch. Nice crosser, too far though. Outpaced Jack Stevens. Pico the keeper over. Beloso swings it back to Gonzalez. Going to keep it away from the would-be striker, Ryan King, if he could get his foot on it. Reckner goes to his right. Left foot by Beloso. Actually, Gonzalez. Tied up, kept alive, and a whistle as down goes one of the Lakers, as that was Olavo Gumieres. So it'll be a throw in here, or I'm sorry, a free kick here.
11 games and starts. No stats. 5 shots. 820.
Played back to the keeper, Blachon. I believe that's Neusser over there in the sun. And that'll trickle back through the defense before being played back to Pico by Vicente Martinez Beloso. Coming out the keeper. Blachon lets it trickle into the box, picks it up. 36-45 right now, and ticking in regulation. Lakers up by a score. Love to get something going. This was about the part where they scored their first goal in the first match of the year, back on Thursday against Anderson. Now on the move. Here comes Pavon. Pavon trying to center it. Goes back, left foot deflected. Came off of Gonzalez on the shot. All the way back to Beloso. Center back coming up. Trying to play through. Nicely knocked away by Nguyen. Atkinson was waiting for it, but instead taken back by Beloso. They'll go down that far side wing. Erskine loses it. Neusser on the ground. Tarunen. Right foot by the big Finn, and offsides. Ryan King with a step too deep. So King had the step. Flag went up. Lakers turn it over at 35-46 and moving. It's going to be interesting to see how the adjustments were made. So far, we haven't really seen that many. anybody steps it up, at least pace-wise. The Lakers did have a little bit more pace on the attack in that first half, although it was a little slower than normal, and we'll have a yellow card issued. Tarunan got tied up. The yellow card, though, issued to Erskine and Dario Pavan, the junior from Madrid. Pavan is one of those guys that certainly they're going to need on the pitch. They have him listed, and that would be just how it's margined out. And you look at it at first, you say he's 5'1". They have him at 5'10". Because the number doesn't drag over, and you kind of look and say, no way he's 5'1". That's because he's 5'10". Big difference. Now, Lakers on the run, trying to move it forward, and smothered by Pico. Gumieres was the attacker that time. Where Gumieres came here, went to King's Academy in Tennessee. A whistle on the Lakers. So the Erskine Flying Fleet quickly takes it. Under 35 minutes here in regulation. Back and forth they go to Pico. Lakers up by a score. As we said, that came very quickly by Brad Kay. Off of Blachon's foot, the keeper. Got it and went half of the field to put it away. Right now, Erskine, a lot of back and forth. Ford seeing if they can make an attack happen, and that one, just a prayer sent into space. Nobody really even close. So an easy play for Blachon and a little bit of pitch and catch from Neusser. Come over to Knight here on the near side. Senior defender from Javia, Spain. Gets it right back off of Gumieres' foot. Here's Knight. Nice little pass forward. Knocked away, though, by the defense. Off of Knight's chest. Atkinson fighting for it in space. Tarunan now. He'll reverse things over to the far side wing. Sun just setting as now on the run, Naranjo. I believe that's Carlos Naranjo in. And so he started the second half. We missed him. He was kind of hanging out over there in those shadows on the far side wing. Here's King. Ryan King on the ground. Back to Tarunan. Mitro could shoot from there. Tarunan now into some space, looking for a right-footed cross. On the ground, Pico, the dive, and will finally fall on top of the ricochet. And so he saves it, knocks it back off the carom. And so the Lakers with an attack there that had some opportunity. Still up 1-0, though, after the save by the young man from Palma de Mallorca in Spain. 32:45 on the clock. One of those matches where we did some boxing analogies in the last broadcast. We'll throw one again at you here. Is going to be played back by the defense of the Flying Fleet and Reckner to his keeper Pico, but it's kind of one of those boxing matches where everybody is just kind of landing body blows and standing on top of one another and moving around the ring, and then all of a sudden you might get a haymaker out of nowhere. And that's kind of been how we have been pacing-wise in this. Both teams have been okay playing primarily in the midfield, and all of a sudden running one of those quick attacks. Lakers trying to set something up. Have not been able to penetrate that attacking third. Their midfielders holding possession, though. Knight now with it. Jordan trying to chip it through, get something going on this near side wing, and an offside. So the defense has been pretty good for the Flying Fleet here in the second half. Gumieres had a step too far, and they'll turn it over at 31.5 minutes in regulation. Lakers up by a score. Kay with that lone score at this point, just under 3 minutes in that first half. Alex Pico. Long way before it's headed off of Knight's forehead. Tarunan another one. The wind gets it on his foot. Now Erskine. Here comes Beloso. Off to Moreno. Coming back now to De Leon. Loose ball kept alive. Beloso. Near side. Stulic. Left-footed cross by Stulic. Too deep. Like maybe he was going to look for Lewis Holt. Couldn't get it there. Pimenta will come back in for the Lakers. Isaac Pimenta. Redshirt sophomore will replace Alavo Gumieres. Sophomore for sophomore. Here comes the big boot from Blachon. That was probably one of his worst efforts of the year, and it still got all the way out to the midfield stripe. Erskine now an opportunity to try to get a strike if they can. Moreno had to backtrack on it as we're now under 30 minutes. De Leon comes back to Stulic, running that little triangle with Gonzalez back to the middle. Beloso knocked away, kept alive there by Reckner. Beloso and Reckner combining again. Now Reckner in control. Right foot, chip through the box. Nobody in control. Although coming out now, the keeper slides on top of it as busting loose was Roman De Leon, who could have had an opportunity, but proactive was Theo Blachon.
We're all waiting for someone else to break lines. And then we want to moan.
It's an interesting pace for both teams in a 1-0 game. It feels, and again, it's been hot, and maybe this will change a little bit with the sun going down now. You can already feel the temperature drop from 94, feels like closer to 100. And now maybe in the high 80s, which is feels like it's a change. When you get down to 86, bring your sweater, but maybe that'll pick up the pace a little bit. Both teams in this kind of sweltering heat have felt a little sluggish at times. Atkinson, right foot, King, outpaced. Played back by the middle back, Beloso, and Pico back through Beloso as Beloso midfield. Trying to work it down through Camilo Moreno. A man from Nicaragua. It's Moreno. Tarunen reversing it. Nice spin. Gets loose for the moment. Keeps it after two defenders. And now almost fouled from behind. Finally taken away. And that will go way wide. Not really sure where that was headed to at the foot of Roman De Leon. I think he was trying to go to that far side post, and it got away from him quite a bit and went well wide to the right. So not on frame. Under 28 now to play. Lakers up by a score, 1-0. So the sun just about out of the picture. It is hanging around just beyond those trees that line beyond the grandstand. So for the most part, the sun has set in waves, but still a little bit of flecks of light out there. Light's not on yet. They'll come to this near side will the Lakers. Here's Ignacio Perez. Perez swings it back through Stevens. Bounces off and then to Nguyen. Atkinson had it for a moment. Neusser now. Tim, left foot, chip shot through, headed back out by the defense. 44 Stulic there for Erskine. It'll trickle back. And the keeper from France, Blachon, plays it off of his left foot and down that far side. Lakers looking for something. They thought maybe they had Perez on this near side. It was knocked away. Throw in for Nguyen. It's right back from Tarunen. Nguyen. Tarunen, Mitro now on the ground. Perez parries it off to the far side. Neusser, left foot on the ground, taken away quickly there by by Fernando Gonzalez and Erskine. Gonzalez with it now. Off of Moreno. Gonzalez now trying to get some attack going. Look like Roman De Leon, and that'll go off the end line. Goal kick for the Lakers, 26-10, and ticking in regulation. Lakers up by a score. And at this point, it has been kind of a quiet second half. No team really has had the spark that sometimes you see coming out of the second half. LaShawn will deposit it all the way over to the Erskine bench. Unforced error there will force a throw in for Vincent Stulich and Erskine. Go back through Reckner and the defense. Beloso. Nice play by Beloso. Headed back now as Atkinson with it. Connor on the run, trying to get it to Pimenta. It is then headed back as Reckner had it for the moment. Played back to Pico. Keeper then reverses. Where does he want to go with it? He's got Stulich in front of him. Gives it over to him. Probably might get it back. Nope. They'll go through the middle back and then back through Stulich. And now they'll give it to Pico. This is what we've been seeing really on both sides. Kind of this pitch and catch triangle back and forth. Everybody playing it safe. Hoping for that maybe one big strike. Far side. Lakers with Naranjo over there. LaShawn into the air again. Lifted in the air by Head, fighting for it. And now finally coming down with it is Erskine. Over there on the far side, their leading scorer, Pavan. See, can they cross it? No. Tarunen stands in the way. Still, though, alive. Kept there by Gonzalez. Crosser trying to get it inside again. Good defense by the Lakers. Atkinson played it out nicely. Now on the run, the Lakers on that far side. It looks like Stevens. Stevens does have King to his right. Stevens now will slow it down. Tries to come to the net. He's tripped up there in the box. Loose ball. Pico on top of it. Finally comes away with it. No whistle, and Pico comes up. Now we've got a bit of a scrum. Some pushing and shoving in there. Stevens thought he was taken down. It was in the box. The official will separate the two. They didn't want to at least give the foul there. I think from our angle it looked like it might have been in the box. It was hard to tell. Maybe it was a step or two in or out. But the official will come over and talk to one of the defenders for Erskine as well as the keeper. 23-30 and ticking. The Lakers up by a score. Goal kick coming for Pico. Clock stops. Lakers will substitute here with Tobias Gertner coming in. Josh Rogers will come in. No, they won't let him in yet. And Gio Rios will come in as well. So those three will make an appearance when allowed. Throw in upcoming for, let's see, no, goal kick. I saw Belosa go over there. Just the goal kick. Everybody resetting now. Now we're going to have a water break. Okay, so after all that, we will stop for a water break. We are going to take a break as well. 23-27. Everybody a chance to cool off. Lakers up by a score here in the second half of play. Welcome back, everyone. Bill Schindler alongside as the water break just about wrapping up. Lakers up by a score 1-0, 23-27 left to play in regulation. Be a goal kick upcoming here for Erskine. Of course, the score was Brad Kay's in the 2-minute, 51-second mark of the first half. Pico bluffs, and now Alex Pico, man from Spain, sends it away. I think Majorca is kind of semi-autonomous. A lot of different Spanish politics over there, kind of familiar with, kind of unfamiliar with. Here's Perry trying to get it to the middle, separated, and it'll come over to Pimenta now. Knocked away from Pimenta, although the safety valve in Perez. Pimenta, play it forward now. Clayton State, Pimenta, nice little move, back and forth on the zigzag. Crosser in front of the net. Pico with the hand save. Pico flips it back out. Quickly played on by Erskine. Off of Moreno, they'll reverse it over to the far side. Now slowing it down, looking for the pass. Again, Moreno with the touch. Gonzalez forward to the corner. Pavon offsides.
No, not on offsides.
I'm saying, though, in Spain, I mean, it is... Depends on what region. I think Majorca has its own thing going. Of course, there is the whole thing about Gibraltar, which is a British protectorate, but the Spanish want it back. And then you get into San Sebastian and the Basque region. You've got, of course, Barcelona and the Catalonia area. And it's kind of chock full of, well, they had a Spanish Civil War for a reason. Let's put it that way, as it's back in front of the net. Lakers trying to score. Pimenta take it away. Nicely played away by the Erskine defense, and they will reverse it and go to the far side. Chance for them, trying to get it back to Pavon. Knight puts a stop to it. Tarunen now. Here's Mitro. Sophomore from Finland to his fellow countrymen in the win. On the ground, there's King. Here comes Rios. Gio Rios on the run at 5'5". Rios, left foot, deflected away by Pico. Still kept alive by Erskine. They'll play it over to the far side as that was Zach with it. Now coming up, Beloso. Beloso, speaking of Spain, out of Valencia. Back through Matt Perry. Loose on the ground, Pavon. And the Lakers fighting. Tarunen, the tenacious midfielder, back to Neusser and now to the keeper. And so Blachon can't pick it up, played back to him. And he'll roll it out quietly to Knight. Jordan on the run. And now decides to go back to Blachon as we tick toward 45 seconds or so, and we'll be sub 20. Lakers up by that one score, trying to win their second game in a row, and it would be the first time they would win two in a row to open up a season since 2015. So it would be the first time for anybody on this field other than Pete Peterson to have that experience. I guess Ryan King would have been around then. Although he was at Barry University, so I'm not sure if he would have transferred over by then. Here is Stulich. So he wasn't here then. He was still at Barry. So I think that is accurate to say that nobody on this team has been here since then. Tobias Gertner comes back in. He will return. He will replace Neusser. Countryman for countryman, same position. Coming in Josh Rogers as well. Rogers... Let's see who he will be replacing. He comes in for Carlos Naranjo, redshirt senior. 19.5 minutes and ticking. Lakers lead by a score. A throw in here from this near side for Erskine. Headed back by Knight off of the throw in for the Lakers. Their defense nicely played there by Nguyen. Slide tackle, parries it away off of his body. Perry over there now with it for the Flying Fleet. Lose it for the moment. Kept alive there by Andres Hanau. And a throw in here for the Lakers. 19 flat. Now if you're the Lakers, obviously still want that second score. It would probably be the icing at this point. And let's see what King can do. He's got an opportunity. Kay plays to his right. Here's King. The keeper out. He gets behind the keeper, but taken away there by some stellar defense as Reckner cleaned it up. Man, oh man, that was a scoring opportunity, and somehow Reckner got back in there behind Pico and kept that from going in. Gertner playing defense as that is now swung out in the air by the Lakers on that far side off the foot of Josh Rogers. Quickly thrown in by Erskine. Going to have to force their attack here now, trailing by a score. Left foot blocked there by Knight. Kept alive. Still running to get it. Stulich. Or I'm sorry, that was Moreno instead. Here's Stulich. Left foot headed back out by Knight. Off of Stulich's shot. Tarunen reverses it. Back to Pimenta. Off his chest. Corrals it at the center's line. All right, in the central part of the pitch. Playing it over. Perez into space. Erskine finally snags it. Andres Hanal will play it back to his keeper in Pico. Credit Pico earlier off of his feet, and then Reckner the second time to keep this a 1-0 score. It could have been 2-0 easily on either one of those. Pico on the ground. Opportunity for Gonzalez, who passes it off to Stulich. Gonzalez again in the center of the pitch on the run. Here's their leading scorer, Pavan. Tries to get it to Moreno. Taken away there nicely by the Lakers defense. Tarunen now in the middle. Back through Gertner. He'll play it through Knight. And Jordan now the senior. Pulls it back, goes to his keeper. We're under 17 minutes. Lakers up by a score, 1-0. Tobias Gertner on the far side. Nice right foot trying to look for King. Lift in the air. King spins off a defender. It's an empty net. He's tripped up and fouled by Pico. And that'll be outside the box, but it's going to be a yellow at the expense of the keeper from Mallorca. I'll tell you what, all things considered, that is not a bad play at all for the keeper Pico. If he's beat, he's done. And it's a 2-0 lead and ball game. At 16:31, it'll be a free kick for the Lakers. And a area where they certainly could score from. But yeah, I mean, if you're outside the box, look, if it's inside the box, you're going to get a penalty shot. That's not what you want. There, why not? Free foul, you take the yellow. The keeper knew it, accepted it. One of those things where it's almost like a foul in basketball. You don't know it's coming. You're going to suffer the consequence, but it's better than a penalty kick. King will take it. He scored both goals for the Lakers in that first match. As we mentioned, you know his story, the young man from County Durham, England, by way of Barry University. 2 years trying to get it back, had a red shirt. Didn't play last season. They thought they were going to get him eligible. They didn't. He's back again. And the good news for him, back on the pitch, happy and productive. Let's see what he can do with this free kick. Big right foot from Knight, and it is in! Upper left corner. He'll flip once more, and the Lakers up 2-0 at 16:29. The third score for Ryan King this season. 2 in the first match. This to seal the deal in the second match. King's presence, a huge one so far. Brad Kay, Cody Crimmins will return for the Lakers. Also in Sam James, as well as Sam Cable. And also Wande Rodriguez, with now combining off the bench, Colum Coleman. Well, players we have not seen yet for Erskine coming in. And like we said, that's probably going to do it, at least as Crimmins is tripped up. And a whistle, they'll separate them. It'll be Erskine with the free kick off of the foul by Crimmins. Tell you what, we said the story in game 1 was the new keeper and King And I think the story in Game 2 probably is about the same. That might be the story of the season. We'll just have to see how it plays out. But through the first two, it looks pretty good. Foul on Erskine. It'll be a free kick for the Lakers here as we're under 16 minutes left in play. I mean, that was the big question mark last year. Everything else was pretty good. I mean, midfield play was very good. The defense in ways was spectacular when you consider the amount they had to play. Now Kay is offsides. Crimmins was striking down as well. Flag came up. Free kick here for Erskine. But the Lakers just didn't have that dedicated scorer. They got King back to do so. He's already had 3 of the 4 scores to this point. And now you got a new keeper in there as Frere's going to redshirt this year. Pustanin transferred out. Win down in pain. Hopefully that's okay. He collided there with Gonzalez, and that'll be a yellow card on Fernando Gonzalez. As Nguyen still doubled over. You hope he is okay. That another one of those additions that has been good, especially in the midfield. Henry Nguyen, told you at 5'10", 170-pounder from Helsinki, Mitro Turunen. That's how they found out about him. Of course, he is of Vietnamese background. His parents moved over from Vietnam to Finland. And then he went to Cal State Bakersfield before coming here. So, I mean, he has been kind of all over the place. 2 things come in handy there as it's into the box past Crimmins. Pico picks it up on a hop. You are going to want to have a good clock and a good calling plan would be, I would say, the 2 suggestions if you're going to be doing that much traveling and living in different places. A chance here for Erskine, down by 2. Swinging it into the middle. Too tall, though, for the attack as it's flicked back outside. Like they were looking for Sam Cable there. Moreno forcing it forward, flipped out, and in the direction of the Lakers. Gonna have some more substitutes here in a moment. Gutierrez will be coming in. One of the starters for the Lakers. Gutierrez replaces, let's see who he's going in for. Okay, Ignacio Perez. Makes it easy. And I didn't catch the number. It came in for Moreno for Erskine. I'm sorry again? Thank you very much. Coming into the match was number 31. That's Jackson Jolly returning. All the way back for Erskine. 13:40 and ticking. Lakers up by 2 scores. First one came just before the half from Brad Kay. 2:51 to play for that first score. And there's the young man who had the second score. It's Ryan King with it right now. King off of the free kick, put it in the upper left quadrant, just to the right of that far side post. It was a beautifully constructed shot. The score came at 16:29, and King 3 scores already. When you talk about nice placement, we've seen a lot of shots where people just kind of trying to get the power into it, and they put it way over that crossbar. And that was one of those free kicks that really took some effort and some talent level that executed to perfection. Crimmins trying to get it into the attack. There's Knight on the attack. You don't see that much. Jordan getting down there as a strike. Laid away by the keeper. He has been here now in his 4th season, has not had a goal so far. And he'll play it back to the keeper. Jordan near side. Rios had it for the moment. Turunen. Nice right foot. Crimmins off of his thigh. Plays it back. There's Rios. Gio Rios at 5'5". He is small but mighty over there. Turunen into space. Rios now breaks through. Rios trying to come back with Beloso. Beloso towering over Rios. They'll play it to the keeper. Pico almost surrounded. Gets it out between Crimmins and Rios. Played back in by Turunen. Header won't go anywhere. Kay into the match now. There's King. King to the Lakers and Rios before the flag is up and an offsides called on Clayton State. 11.5 minutes left to play, and so Erskine down by 2 is going to have to hustle if they want a chance in this. They've got to get that one score and then see if they can perhaps force this to overtime. Into space, Jorge Andres Hanau, junior from Bogota, Colombia. Losing on the far side is Erskine. Throw in. Lakers in no hurry to do so. Josh Rogers will go over there, take his time, have a cup of coffee, and throw it in to Turunen before getting it right back. Played on the ground. Rios lost control. Erskine on the attack. Too much. It goes off of the end line. So they never could swing it back in, and the Lakers now under 11 minutes will play it out with Blachon taking his time. Theo Blachon. 6'6" is Blachon, 190-pounder. The Lakers, it's interesting what two players kind of can make, an attacker and a goalkeeper. Had the makings. Everybody's also healthy. And the Lakers, as a throw-in goes to Erskine here right in front of us, are just under 10.5 minutes from going 2-0 for the first time since 2015. Ironically, we mentioned earlier that it would be against the set of two teams. Here is now Kay again. Brad Kay on the run. He scored once already. Kay gets locked loose from it. Here's King. Gets it back. King setting up a big right swinger. And an offsides called. As Kremens on the back end looked like he was a step too far. Free kick for Erskine. Ironically, in 2015, it was Anderson and Erskine, but in the reverse order. That's how it is this far. That is how it is this year. But it was Erskine first, and then Anderson second in 2015. This time, of course, they beat Anderson on Thursday, looking like they're going to go to 2-0 with a 2-0 win at least on the scoreboard at this point. Against Erskine. Kay passes into space. There's Turunen. Mitro, 360 spin, comes back. Nice little right no-look pass with that right foot to Nguyen. Rios on the ground. Kept alive. Back to Rios as it came back from King. Nguyen puts on the ground. A little touch and go to Nguyen. Back over to King. King. Now Nguyen on the run. Knocked away off the end line. We're going to have a corner for the Lakers. Near side set piece for Clayton State. 8:50 on the clock. They will take their time. Gio Rios looks like he will be the designated player to take it here on this near side. Goes into the corner. Official talking with one of the Lakers, as that was Kay, as they set up. Everybody's ready to go. Here comes the service from Gio Rios. All right, now we've got the official go-ahead. Here's Rios. A little bit of an outswinger. Headed in. Oh, just to the near side. Oh, it could have been the second score there for Brad Kay off of Kay's head. And as the sophomore from Manchester, England, was trying to make it a 3-0 match. Almost. It's a nice ball. Kind of swung out. Looked like they were going to come back, reverse it across the goalkeeper and Pico's face. And try to at least put it in on that near side post. Couldn't do so, but still well thought out. We go under 8 minutes. Lakers up by 2 scores. And looking like they're on their way to 2-0 in the standing. Cross back and flipped away by Knight. Right now, the Lakers, you're hoping to keep a shutout through the final 7.5. Kremens on the far side, kind of cut it back a little bit shy, but having to stop there was Kay. They keep it alive, and they'll reverse it, outpaced by King. Sam James plays it back to Pico, his keeper, for Erskine. Lights on. Still a warm night, but not like the stifling heat we had at the beginning of the match. Headed down by the Lakers, but kept alive now, trying to get on the attack. Here comes Erskine, too high and wide off a frame to that far side as it was thumped there by Jackson Jolly. Went to Eastside High School in Mansfield, Georgia. So King comes out. He'll get a breather. Back in comes Dusan Stankovic. Also out, Mitro Tarunin.
Yeah, Jackson, go!
Lakers will have, it looks like Tobias Gertner. Well, let's see. I'm trying to see who they'll play up front now. They've shifted Kay and Crimmins up. They put in a defender for that attacker. That's what Pete Peterson did in the final 6. Long throw there by Hector Gutierrez for the Lakers. Atkinson into space and picked up by Pico. Lakers just playing a clock management game now. At this point, it is not totally done, but with 2 scores, you feel very comfortable. Gonzalez and James back and forth. It's Sam James now. Knocked away, still in the direction, and James will have the throw in. James from Tredegar in the United Kingdom. Into the zone. Flipped in the air and coming down with a Blachon. You see that height and just in front of one of the would-be attackers. That was Tim Buchenstans, junior from, I believe, they pronounce it Poole in one of the neighborhoods of the greater Antwerp area in Belgium. 4:40. Lakers up by 2. Here in the second half of play. Knight lifting in the air. Wait for it to come down. Finally headed back. And off of an Erskine player 2, Gio Rios. Where it goes out on the far side wing again. Stankovic. And jarred loose. Throw in on the far side. About 4 minutes left to play. The Lakers, just looking at their schedule coming up, as Crimmins trying to see if he can keep the pressure on this defense. Lakers will be on the road the next 2. Lakers again trying to get to Crimmins off the foot of Kay. Crimmins crosses it back. Too much for Rios. Throw in for Erskine. But go on the road to Southern Wesleyan. That's in Central South Carolina, September 11th at 7 p.m. September 14th, that Saturday, we'll be at Tampa, going all the way down to Florida. 6 p.m. start. And then home on the 19th will be our next broadcast for the men against Montevallo, former Peach Belt Conference opponent before they switched conferences, I should say. And that'll be a Thursday at 7. Lakers then on the 21st of September, a Saturday. Back-to-back home games against West Alabama at 7. So that's the upcoming schedule. 2 on the road, 2 at home. Kind of a nice schedule. They'll have 4 of their first 6 matches at home. So, that doesn't hurt to start off with. That's for sure. 2:40 and ticking. Lakers up by 2 scores. Here's Atkinson. On the ground. Crimmins on the run. He has outrun everyone. Now can he swing it? He's got 3 of the Erskine defenders back behind him. Flipped in the air, kept alive. Comes back out. Atkinson misses it. Almost gets called for a handball. They'll play on. Sam James was the one who knocked it away in the middle of the pitch for Erskine. Played forward. They're trying to get back and get numbers. The Lakers on the run trying to get back is Gutierrez. And it'll be knocked free here on the near side. It'll be a throw-in for Erskine, but the now Lakers have the opportunity to get their numbers back defensively. Buchenstans had it for the moment, taken away from him. Under 2 minutes left to play. Stankovic over to the far side.
22 for 13.
Lakers up by 2 scores. Coming back to the middle. Now on the run. And that is Kay's shot deflected back. Flick back in as Rogers watches it go off of the far side sideline, and a throw in for the Lakers. Clock stops at 1:24 to allow the Lakers to substitute. Jack Stevens back in. Langston Blackstock as well will join him. To the bench, Brad Kay. Put Lakers on top 1-0 before halftime with 2:51 remaining on the clock. Also coming out is Cody Crimmins. Just past 80 seconds left to play. Bill Schindler with you. It's been a fun match so far. Lakers have passed both tests with flying colors. Their defense has been stellar as well. Through ball won't go anywhere. Nicely played there by the defense of Sam James and Erskine. Back to the middle. Flipped away. The win. And the good news for him is since that little injury that he's been down, he's not looked nicked up at all. Ticking towards 30 seconds. Lakers trying to keep this shutout intact. Here's Gio Rios. Rios plays it to Blackstock. Blackstock into that corner. Ticking down time, plays it out. Throw in here for Erskine. Final 10 seconds. So they'll throw it in, but there'll be a 2-0 win for the Lakers as Clayton State improves to 2-0 for the first time since 2015. Ironically, against the same two teams they did so that year, they do it this year just in a different order. Anderson first, and now Erskine second. In 2015, it was Erskine and then Anderson. And so the Lakers, who are victorious here with 2 scores, one in the first half, one in the second, by Brad Kay in the first half at 2:51. Ryan King, his 3rd score of the year in 2 matches. King at 16:29 off of the free kick, a beautifully constructed shot, and that gives the Lakers the win. So Clayton State 2-0. They go on the road next to be tested before coming home for another pair. And so tune in for those on the road. We will not be broadcasting those through ClaytonStateSports.com. But you can check out the school's listing for those. Of course, it's Southern Wesleyan and then at Tampa. We'll see you on September 19th at 7 p.m. when we're back against Montevallo here in Morrow. And the Lakers, we'll see. Maybe they'll be 4-0 by then. You never know. Well, the Lakers off to a good start. And so, for now, we'll say so long. A 2-0 win for Clayton State over Erskine. I'm Bill Schindler saying have a good night. See you on September 19th.